can we feel this much anticipated game that we've been talking about the beginning of the year?
Last year. Or
Last year.
September.
But this feels like a World Cup game.
It does feel, yeah. The nice thing about this page is you don't have to go anywhere. You wake up and it's game time.
It's game time.
And I've been planning, guys, a braaitjie.
Breakfast braai.
Breaks.
Guys, I've been really waiting very long for this one.
You're going to get nightmares eating that.
Hello, Kia ora. Welcome to your number one rugby podcast. This is Behind the Ruck, and it's episode 112, and the boys in Eden Park. But Behind the Ruck is Behind the Ruck. I'm your former Springbok, Gio Aplon, and next to me.
I'm Paige Ruckers. This is exciting, okay? Episode 112. Let's go put on a seatbelt. That's massive. Big week. We've been waiting this whole year for this week. It's here. Let's go.
It's a rivalry, huh? Maybe you don't have a rivalry, but it's a rivalry.
Apparently the greatest rivalry in rugby.
Greatest rivalry.
Yes, boykie.
50 test. Okay,
gaan skate.
gaan skate. How are you doing, partner? All good, eh?
Very good. Look, before we get into the rugby and we do all the protocol and we do everything that we set out to do in this episode, Pari, I'm good. My studies, second semester is up and running for subjects. Ruckers, for you guys don't know, studying at Stadio Higher Education.
Sound positive.
I have to start with my assignments this week.
Yes.
So there's some discipline that the short guy needs.
Yes, and hard work. And you know all about the hard work, yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise really good. Family's good. And just exciting yourself.
Yeah, no, all good. Family's good. Like you said, it's a family's good. We're all good. And Juan de Jong is up and running with his Volant under 21, and so we're slowly growing.
My next question.
Yeah, one by one. So we're taking it inch by inch, play by play.
Because he's being very humble. This weekend, I pak uitgedeel. Okay, 60. Could have been 80, said Jake White.
Yeah, okay. And hopefully gaan die Bokke dieselfde doen, guys. Behind the Ruck is supported by SuperSport Bet, the one and only SuperSport Bet, okay? We've asked so much to get your skin in the game. Must we ask again? But I know by now you know the deal, okay? And then big news. Big.
Come on!
It's time to switch it up. We got to switch it up. We've got an official hydration sponsor at Behind the Ruck. Can you believe it? It's Switch, the one and only Switch. Partner, are we growing? Are you growing?
Partner, I'm definitely not growing.
Cheers, partner.
Bluetooth.
Yes.
But the show is growing and our community is growing. And our new hydration partner on board. Exciting times. Okay.
They're here to switch our lives.
Yes. I don't know what Switch was saying. They might have seen these guys' energy is dropping. Come on, give him an energy drink. Okay, let's give him an energy drink. But here we go.
Yeah, no, indeed. We're super proud for Switch to be on board and be part of us. I mean, part of Energy. It is us. So, guys, check us out. There's a lot of things happening. Betway, SA20 is also coming up, and Switch is obviously the sponsor of them as well. And we're also ambassadors of his Switch here.
Hey, yo. Seatbelt,
okay?
But that also for the Ruckers, the importance of getting sponsors on board is also that we can. It's obviously growing a channel, which is normal, but it's just for us to do more stuff for you, Ruckers. For us, where we can reward you with competitions and getting you the best guest in the house, making sure that we can widen our net. Okay, so everything we do here, and it's fabulous and it's fantastic, and we're excited and we're happy. But it's also making sure that we can give back to everyone that's subscribed, that has been day one OGs, that has not been roofkijkers. So ons gaan kyk aan julle.
Ja, ons kyk na hulle, ja. We go levels to levels, okay? So Ruckers, go to drinksweets.co.za. There's a lot going on. There's going to be prizes we're going to give away. Cars we might give away. You never know. So get yours and subscribe all the way.
Christmas is op pad.
Indeed, yeah.
But Ruckers and Pari, while he's still having a bit of switch, getting ready for a big episode, what can you guys expect on your number one rugby podcast, okay? What can you expect? We've got friend of the show, our favorite analyst, rugby genius, the mind that never stops astounding. I don't know if that's the right word in the context that I want to say, but what I'm saying is we are in awe of how he sees the game, how he speaks about the game. Gio Aplon back with us for the greatest rivalry, to talk all things Springboks, All Blacks. We're going to cut it to the bone, as my partner says. There'll be nothing left of that steaky because we are going to chew it all up, okay? Guys, then we're going to go into a few things. We're going to talk about what do we think the Springboks need to do to win, the predictions of the game, the crucial matchups, what players against each other will be amazing. We're going to discuss the Dream Team campaign that SuperSport is running. We're going to discuss the fixtures, okay? We also will never neglect, we will discuss the Women's Rugby World Cup. Our Springbok Women Party is qualified for the knockout stages. We get fully behind them. We talk about them. Sit back, get your orders, get your thing. It's springtime. It's your number one rugby podcast. Let's go.
Let's go.
Get a smoke.
A mouthful indeed.
A mouthful.
Yeah, let's get to him. Not Gio, but Gio Aplon.
Gio.
Okay, up next.
Original Power Ranger.
Gio Aplon.
Let's go. Oh, Ruckus, I don't know how you guys are feeling, okay? But we are extremely excited, okay? We have our analyst, our mastermind, okay? Our guy that makes rugby see a little bit different. And okay, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 15 minutes that you have with him. Original Power Ranger, fantastic human, our friend of the show. Let's welcome Gio Aplon, Ruckus. Ik ben zo bijna nervous voor haar introducties.
It feels like I'm at Eden Park.
Yeah.
Is it?
Nerves for the game.
It's nerves.
But you're also being in this company.
I mean, friend of the show, it should be relaxed.
It's been a while, Paddy.
It's been a while, yeah.
We'll address that after this recording.
How many months? 4 to 5 months? Where have you been? First of all, where have you been?
Don't get invited anymore. I've been here outside the door, knocking. No one is inviting me.
No, you said to get more sponsors and then you can get otherwise you'll be good.
Good. Hanging around, watching some rugby, working, trying to figure out what's next in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, just hanging around, enjoying the time of the rugby, the Springboks, the All Blacks, the different phases Test rugby is going into.
Yeah.
And then also at inter-schools with the kids, having some fun with the kids. And then working from Monday till Friday. That's what life is about.
In the room.
And involvement coaching-wise there with the kiddies, with the inter-schools?
No, I'm just coaching the ref. The kids don't listen to me. It's only the ref.
He's one of those dads. I've seen the videos.
Yeah, Mr. Ref.
Intense. But the little one, copy and paste, Power Ranger.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mini Gio. Copy and paste.
And how old is the little one?
He's 10 and my daughter is 12, turning 13. Yeah, so they end of primary school now, and he's now grade 4 under 10.
And any other sports here that he likes, or is it just rugby?
Soccer, watches a bit of soccer, plays a bit of cricket, athletics like the mom.
Okay.
But then otherwise, Fortnite.
Fortnite
The biggest evil, Fortnite.
But boykies, in all seriousness and all fun, can we feel this much anticipated game that we've been talking about the beginning of the year? The greatest rivalry.
Last year. Or
Last of September.
Directly after the rugby champion last year, we spoke about this game. Are we feeling it this week? Are we ready? Are we setting family dates for Saturday morning? What is happening?
Yeah, 100%.
The nice thing about this page is you don't have to go anywhere. You wake up and it's game time.
It's game time.
And that's the best thing about the playing rugby in the South. Is you wake up and it's like, okay, my dag is gemaakt of niet. And that's it. You don't wait till 5 o'clock and that. You wake up and it's like, okay, my nerves. I'm not going to eat any porridge or anything in case I want to throw up.
So what are we setting alarms for 8 o'clock? We're setting it for 9 o'clock? Is it coffee? Is it fire the braaitjie we spoke about?
It seems like it's going to be at 6. Just for a little walk around the house. Kry sommer ietsie omdat jy kan al die onkruid uit start looking there. You can clean the dishes, start doing and start in the prep.
Yeah. Talk about 6 Australia versus Argentina at 6.
Yes, before I think my day will start 6:25. Okay. Straight in pajamas. Downstairs, Australia versus the Los Pumas. And then I'm ready. Yeah, they're playing.
Is there another game?
There's another game.
Oh, there's another game.
Yeah.
6:30.
I didn't know there's another game. The only game that matters is that game.
And I've been planning, guys, a braaitjie.
Breakfast braai.
Guys, it's
nachtmerries.
I've been really waiting very long for this one.
You're going to get nachtmerries eating that.
I was thinking a bit of fire, a quick steak, and an egg on top of the steak.
This is a massive one, Because usually the World Cup is every 4 years, but they gave this one every 2 years. So
but this feels like a World Cup game.
It does feel, It's a win-at-all game. And that's what makes it interesting. It's not like we've been talking about what we're going to do for the future. How does the future look for, for the All Blacks? How does the future look for the Springboks? But it's all about this game. You can see the intensity. You can see the record that they need to hold on. You can see what we're going for as South Africans. So this is a do-or-die game. Doesn't matter what's happening next week. Doesn't matter what's happening Sunday or Saturday evening. It's all about that 80 minutes.
100%.
And boys, it's been 31 years unbeaten at Eden Park. Ruckus is an incredible record.
Yeah.
Okay, but also we have a bit of, ons het ook ietsie. 4 games in a row.
Yep.
Yeah.
That we've beaten.
They know.
They know.
Madula Blingata.
Yes.
Weet van ons.
So I think that is why this game is so, and it's the only thing this current
100%.
group of team has not got under their belt. They've won 2 World Cups. They've won British and Irish Lions. Won the Rugby Championship last year. They've done it all.
They've done it all. Yeah. And the setup is so brilliant because it's for the world ranking as well, for the number 1 spot. Huh? That's also thrown in there. Huh? There's a lot going on, especially for this game. I mean, New Zealand came from a loss.
Yep.
Australia got in us a little bit. So much to look forward to when it comes to the 6th.
I actually told my wifey, I think last night, both teams are like a Jenga at the moment. You know Jenga that you...
Yeah. Take out.
If you take something out, I can hook knack.
Yeah.
It's pretty fragile.
Yeah, but I mean, we down under, Gio, experience for you. You've played a couple of games down under. What's it like playing in, maybe not Eden Park, if you played in Eden Park, but like Wellington, all the other stadiums in and around New Zealand?
I think because we grew up with that, I think just to give a bit of background, the first time I've seen the Springboks play was 1992, and I was 10 years old already. So before that, we were influenced by the Bledisloe Cup, Australia versus New Zealand, and then the French, and then the 5 nations back then before Italy came. So your main rugby in the Southern Hemisphere was based on the All Blacks and the Wallabies. And standing there and facing the haka and being in New Zealand, that was the ultimate. You never thought, like, as a kid from Austin, you're going to be there. And now suddenly you're there and like, this is what I saw up until the age of 10. This is like a reality. The haka was always on the TV, and now you're facing it. So it was a bit daunting. It was exciting. It gave you it gave you some memories of when you grew up. But it also gave you that sense that now it's your chance to represent your people. And when I say your people, it's the people you grew up with, the people that sit with you with the old Mnet. I always said the old Mnet, the decoder with the aerial, that kind of stuff. And now you have the opportunity. You were sitting there and people were smoking and you were smelling like smoke. And now you have opportunity to represent them, like the TV, the movie. Yeah, now you're in the movie. And that was probably the best part of it.
Yeah, and you went to the Rugby World Cup 2011. I mean, me and you as well.
In New Zealand.
In New Zealand.
Yes.
And I mean, that was an experience and a half. You know, that New Zealand culture, the All Black culture as well. I mean, he made a joke with me as well saying, if I see another haka, because at all the villages is hakas. I mean, that experience, the love of rugby in New Zealand is something else. And we're expecting a sellout this weekend. Just that type of experience.
No,
off the field.
Both of us have been, and Paige, you also have been there. Like, just the rugby publics, there's 4 million or 5 million people, and all of them are crazy about rugby. And not just patriotic, but just rugby. They acknowledge that you are good. They acknowledge the Springboks for who they are, and if they're good, and if you're up, or even if it's the Aussies. And just that demeanor towards rugby, it's really authentic, if I can call it that. It's really about the rugby. It's not about, yes, they all want to be the All Blacks, is the greatest team ever, but they give credit where credit is due.
And boys, I can't help myself. And when in this whole week, it's been flashbacks of Springboks versus the All Blacks and the memories. And there's a few that stands out for me. You guys can go after me. I don't know if you guys can remember, because you can drop in the comment section also your favorite memories of this game. For me, there's 2 particular. One is the Richard Baines try. I don't know if you guys can remember the Richard Baines try. Yes. And the other one was one of my favorite player. Enrico January's try. Where Coach Peter went like this. Those 2 memories stands out loud and proud in my memory between All Blacks, South Africa. Is there any memories for you guys playing or watching especially particularly this game that stands out?
For me, you spoke about the Ricky January one. That is the ultimate one because that was the game kind of that we got the rugby championship from that. But the other two in the new era was the two just after. I mean, we beaten them with 2 points, I think, in, I don't know what was Wellington as well. And then the next year we got 18 all. We drew one of those games as well with Phil Yankees scored.
Yep.
So those memories, those were the turning points of us telling New Zealand, hey, he's men's now. It's not easy like back in the day. Those two victories was crucial. I think it was just before the Rugby World Cup. It kind of got us into being the number one, the dog in the house. Huh?
And I think that's the significance of that, because I think I read a stat that in New Zealand they've beaten us 72% of the time. They've beaten us there. And if you guys remember the one Peter Rousseau off the back of the scrum where they did a double dummy and Peter Rousseau went through. That was also like in the morning, also like 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up. So that was the memories that that stick with me. So that was also a special one.
That was the team when Nick Mellett and them went on that consecutive winning run. And boys, because we are a show that we are not as biased as others, there's going to be two emotions after Saturday. There's going to be one of jubilation and ecstaticness. And there's going to be, for either team, there's going to be an emotion of, damn it, my hele Saturdag is now gone.
Disappointment.
Disappointment. Is there memories of disappointments for us that's been there also? Where the All Blacks has broken our hearts in the past?
No, 100%. And I mean, All Black rugby was dominant for years before, a couple of years ago.
2018, 19.
I don't want to say punished, but they were the upper hand for many years. But I mean, the last couple of years, we had upper hand on them. So I'm looking forward to this one, just to see there's so much going on. We speak about the 6th of September because of the record, the 50 test caps, but it's in the middle of the season. The following week, it's Wellington again, so you got another opportunity to win the rugby championship in as a couple of games.
And in saying that, what is success for the Springboks? Is it if we lose the first one and win the second one, you still got out of New Zealand with a 50% record, or do you win the first, or you lose the first one, win the second one? So do we want to win both? Because that's obviously ultimately what you want to do. Or is this 50 test unbeaten run at New Zealand so important that we're going to put all the eggs in that basket and try and get it?
Now that you bring it up, what do you think success will look like for the boys on tour?
I would say if we speak about what this group has achieved, 2 World Cups, British and Irish and Lions series, and all of those things, that will probably be the pinnacle to beat New Zealand in New Zealand to take that unbeaten record away from that will probably be the pinnacle. But I think for every rugby team going in the trajectory of being number one in the world, being the best, being that ultimate team that we always say between 2011 and 2015, the All Blacks have been that team. So to be in that conversation, I think beating them in New Zealand now twice will also get them closer, or get the Springboks closer into that conversation.
And while talking about beating New Zealand, let's speak about between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. I'm going to talk about team selection. We're going to speak about the game plans and stuff as well, because a lot going on, and it's going to be wet and greasy in Sanatla.
Yes, 90% the rain for Auckland Saturday.
First of all, coaches talk us through your opinion on terms of what game plan, what game plan should go for, but also who must play and who fits the game plan, and what to expect.
Because it's a once-off test, in my opinion, as my humble opinion, and it's a balls to the wall test, and we have to get this victory. We're probably going to go, the new terms that's out there, the Rassie Ball and Tony Ball. So we're probably going to go with Rassie.
The wet and greasy.
With Rassie Ball, and you're going to go with the tried and tested. I think there was an indication.
And explain the Rassie Ball in terms of...
I think Rassie Ball is more, I won't say your predictable game, but your game based on physical, being physical, overpowering, choking. They call it, strangle, suffocate and strangle. That's what they call it. Like there's 5 steps you have to have. For New Zealand to get the ball, they have to do 5 things right to get the ball at their terms. So that kind of approach, where Tony Ball is a bit more fluent, it's a bit more imposing a running and a physical skill with intensity on the team, your typical New Zealand way of playing. But I think you're probably going to go, if you go balls to the wall, if you look at the team, there was indication that he wants to play Vili and all the old boys and Jean-Luc in Cape Town, which is mean that they probably want them to play at Eden Park. So I think we're going to see some Rassie Ball. We're going to see some... If we look back at just after COVID, when we played in Australia, that funny rugby try series, when we started kicking up and unders in the 22, just kicking high balls, I think we're going to see similar to that on Saturday, especially now it's raining.
And boys, if we believe our Springbok team is going to play a Rassie Ball, we're going to go back to our DNA, to the way we bully teams. Is the current All Black team equipped? Back in our days, the All Blacks picked 2 fullbacks in the back 3. They went with the Corey Jane, they went with the Easy Deck, they went with Richard Kaihui at the time. Is this current... That was a good mention, eh? Richard Kaihui. Yeah, good mention. Is this current All Black group, are they equipped for that? Is that the right way for us to go into that game with a contestable, set-piece, suffocating rugby?
Me personally, I don't think they're equipped for it. But it,
I like it.
It's a contestable. So at the end of the day, the ball can bounce for you. So in the contestable game, they are not better than us at the moment, even though we have the Power Rangers. But like I said, anything can happen on a Saturday. And if depending on what the players they're going with, are they going the Severies? Are they going with all the other boys? Or where will Jordan play? These type of selections will make a big difference in terms of can they handle the Rassie Ball.
I think if you look at the stats, it says the Springboks retrieve the ball 38% of the time when they kick it. On New Zealand only does it 10% of the time. So it is advantage Springboks. But if we go back to why we're kicking because obviously we want the 50-50, which can go anyway, and that you can't control that. But we actually want to go to the scrum. And I think they've stepped up in that department. So they probably the one team, maybe together with France, that maybe I think we'll probably see on Saturday that can match us in the scrum. So is the kicking game going to be very effective? Because if you think of all the tricks Rassie does, and we always have a conversation. They kick the ball long and they cause a scrum in the 22. They kick the ball, the guys in front of the kicker to get to the scrum, to get that penalty. But what happens Saturday if we kick contestables? We get the scrum, but we don't get that penalty at the scrum. So now we're getting forced to play. So the kicking game was normally, we knew 80% of the time we kick it, we're going to get a scrum penalty if they knock it on. What happens Saturday if that becomes a 50-50 and we don't get how we equip then to start playing? If Pollard is at fly, if Wally is at 10, if it's wet, can we play then? So that's the next question is, then do we play Rassie Ball or Tony Ball? Because Rassie Ball just forces you back to the physical battle. But maybe they can stop them more now. Maybe they can scrum. So if they can do those two things, and I think Razor has done it the last 18 or 20 tests, he's been there to build up that forward pack of them to withstand what the Springboks can bring.
And he's expecting physicality because he said it in the interview as well, looking at the conditions. But you spoke about the scrum that has to dominate and who will be those 5 guys at that scrum? Because I know, especially 1, 2, 3, those guys will give us go forward. I mean, Oxy is there, Malcolm is there. Who will be your 3, 4, 5?
You probably go to Wilco, according to the URC, but then you were worried of what happened against Porter in the final against Leinster. He got scrummed by a young man. I know that's a one-off game, but then you're a little bit worried. If it was France, if it was Kutsi, Trevor, those guys, you know, they've been in New Zealand, they've scrummed there. And also a lot of these boys hasn't played in New Zealand. Like they haven't played in these conditions. Just like the All Blacks last year when they came there. Wallace Titi, those boys, Mark Talia, they haven't played in South Africa. And that was a awakening for them. But now we're going into the Lions so-called den with guys that, Wilco played there, Malcolm played there, but Bowen Venter might play, Marnus van der Merwe might not play. Jan Hendrik Wessels, they haven't played Super Rugby. So all your so-called bomb squad who's there, if it's Sasha or those boys, they haven't played in New Zealand. And that's what it was an interesting call to bring Faf there, because did Krappie play Super Rugby? I don't think so. So he hasn't also played there.
And Rassie was saying he's struggling with the injury as well, but I mean, his experience of bringing Faf back makes a big difference. But the tight 5 is a selection, the Lucy's will be a selection as well, depending if Siya Kolisi plays, where do we put him? Is it at 6 or number 8? It can be all. So much to think about here.
For me, the number 8 is not a question mark, it's a big selection call.
Yeah.
Jean-Luc obviously would have gotten his opportunity. He's a big ball carrier, big bodied guy.
And he knows the conditions.
Yes. And the conditions will favor the way he plays. For me, the other, I can't wait to see it, is Jordie Barrett, Dukes. 12 center.
It's going to be a battle.
If the conditions is what they are, obviously, what it looks like on the weather apps, there's going to be a lot of ball carrying, a lot of decision making happening outside of Paulie, outside of Damien McKenzie. So that battle party What do they do with Rico Ioane?
It's an easy battle, especially when you look at the centers. I mean, Damien Dialendi gets you
Gets
go
go
forward, and that makes it easier for forwards to come around the corner.
He's an
I
extra
always
loose
said,
forward.
like, is Jordy better the man for them in terms of getting that momentum in the first channel and get the forwards around the corner? He said in the week as well, he's not the man Nonu that does that. So he's more out the back type of kick it into space type of 12s. So they've got that this season to look after. And then who plays next to him? Because they've been going with Billy Proctor.
Yeah.
And Rico has been on off. He gets to the line breaks and is a running type of center. But does he make good reads? Does he have a
He
kicking game?
He doesn't finish anymore.
And look in our centers, it's as dogs, it's a combination. Salt and papier.
But then also form-wise, JC has been a bit off to his standards. Only to his standards, not into his just the normal conversation, but to the standards he normally
especially after
upholds.
the World Cup.
It's interesting because if you now look, New Zealand, they're a little bit in a conundrum. That's my big one.
Yeah, we like that one.
It's out there now.
Because now you have to defend this 50 game unbeaten run, but you also need to build towards something. So now you've invested in Billy Proctor. And so do you give him until the end of the year? You have to test him against the Springboks. But also now you have this monkey in your back and say, so we need to win. Do you move Rico in? Do you leave Rico out? Because somewhere you need to build towards something where I feel we are, hopefully it's just this one test, but I feel like we are regressing at or stagnating at some point because every time, it's almost like you go to courses and the food's not lekker, you call your mom, we call Pollard. So every time it doesn't go well, we go back to Pollard, we go back to the tried and tested, which will last for now. But what was this whole point of blooding in 50 players? I know maybe Rassie is a player. I think next week, even win or lose, he will probably next week change the team and put a totally new team in or whatever that will be. But are we, for New Zealand now, they don't have someone else. There's scrum half is in the Cam Roygaard is not there.
Yeah.
They need to play Carl Preston or Xavier Rowe. They need to play them. They need to Wallace Titi, that Simon Parker. They need to play. Fabian Holland, they need to play. And by next year, they'll be better. But we always have, we play Franco, we play Ruan. I didn't play well, we go back to Evan. So when is these guys going to go through the fire to be the next? Or if you get to World Cup and someone breaks down, touch wood, it doesn't happen. Someone breaks down and something happens and then like, okay, who's the next guy? But has he been tried and tested? And we always say we always said the biggest test for you is in New Zealand against New Zealand. For any rugby player, that's your biggest test.
Is that a concern for you?
It stays a concern for me.
Because Rassie obviously had Australia first game, he picked the squad, but he also already picked the squad for the second game.
Yep.
And then he had to change it. I mean, Krapping, those boys were supposed to play and they didn't play. Is it cracks within a setup or is it just people must understand and players must understand?
I won't say it's cracks. I'm just saying if you started the process before, and I know it might change, and obviously we've seen that we thought we had supporters, but we also saw that we had lots of fans.
Yeah, we saw that people walking out of the stadium. Hey, last keer.
We saw we had a lot of fans that's only there when it goes well. So now do you manage that or do you continue with the plan? Because this plan must probably go through a bit of a dip to get eventually where it needs to get. So I think that's the thing is trying to balance now is we're blooding in new people or players, but sometimes if it doesn't go well, do I continue with this player?
Yeah,
or I always have like a backup. And 2 years from now, you might not have that backup. The legs might not be there. It might be there, but it might not be there. And then these guys, New Zealand, I don't think who else is there, England, they've gone through this. And their players are now 20, 25, proper 20, 25 caps players.
Look, and it's interesting, Gio, you're saying that because I'm thinking back now, Parit, when we played and a back of the guys winning the 2019 World Cup. Obviously, it's a period where Springboks' results wasn't great. But the team that won in 2019 went through the growing pains 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Albany in that time.
Albany, going to Dublin, playing the best team that at that time it was Ireland.
And that Durban test.
Yes, you feel allemaal op te noemen, but
yeah, we have to think about the old days.
But my point is, letting on to Gio is the team that won 2019-23, they did have the growing pains. They did have the time where they were figuring out their own craft while being in the fire and in pit. So maybe we are so fixated on the results, on winning and winning good. We can't win a test.
Yeah.
Our people.
No, winning first.
If we don't, if we win and we don't play well,
Then it's a problem.
issues. Okay. If we play
well.
attractive rugby, we lose. Issues. Okay.
But I mean, so South African supporters like the not playing well, but still win.
Yeah.
Winning is the most important for South African.
I think it got to that point that winning becomes the most important thing for our supporters. But also on the eye on the future, which I'm a bit worried about, is who's the next? Because obviously you want to have a 7, 8, 9 year reign of being good. And
Who's
want to be
next after
consistently
Polly?
good.
That's the questions.
But we look at the hookers now. So Bongi's at home now. Now we have Marnus. I mean, great player. That's the reason why he's in the Springboks. But if Marnus couldn't make a team in South Africa, and I'm not taking a knock at Marnus, that we have to go select him from Scarlets to represent the Springboks. Like, what are we doing in South Africa? Who's the hookers in South Africa? What are we breeding here in South Africa? And it's not to knock Marnus. I think he's a great hooker, and I think he's got the qualities. That's why he's in selection. But I mean, Scarlets, he's performing for Scarlets in Wales. I mean, Wales is now going to cut their teams to two or three teams. So I'm just worried. I'm just a little bit concerned, and that is my concern. I'm not picking side. This is my concern. It's like, who's next? Where are we going? Who's the next guys? Because you think, we always say we've got talent, but you think you're going to replace France, you think you're going to replace Kutsi, easy, Malcolm Mars. It's not going to be that easy to replace them and to have that forward dominance we had.
And I'm good. Your concerns, I think my concerns is sport always is a cycle.
Yep.
So that's how I've always seen it. I'm a United fan, Ruckus. No, it's very tough at the moment because we're not going to talk about. But my thing is the cycle, right?
Yeah.
The years we won the World Cup is the way we played. It was suffocating defensive stranglehold rugby. And I believe that's why I liked last year when Coach Rassie brought in Tony and we talk about the Stony Ball, is just making sure that cycle doesn't take a dip. We are evolving, we're changing, and the next World Cup, I truly believe...
27 or?
27.
27.
The laws currently for me, Gio, is it protects the guy with the ball in hand.
Yes.
And penalties has got a more effect now on the game currently than ever before. So the team who's playing the most rugby is going to have the ball.
He's going to have the advantage.
He's going to have the advantage in the next World Cup. That's why I'm totally not against Tony Ball and us having a bit of stump your Twinkie now and get a knock on the head now against the Wallabies. But the end thing is, this is how we're going to win the World Cup. This is the reasons why we play like Tony Brown. And this is when we want to peak is in Australia, Southern Hemisphere. That is my thing.
I think we are just preparing ourselves to have a contest. Because if you think 2019 we've won on the back of physicality. We've mauled Japan all the way there. We've beaten Wales in the semi-final. And we've scrumped England to pieces in the final. The same happened at 2023 World Cup. So if we lose that, I think the game will become neutral. And then we have to have something else. We can't go back to... You remember back in the day when the Bulls had their transition, where the guys kept on playing the same way with different players, and it just didn't work. So I think they're just preventing this and saying, okay, let's see how this Tony Ball goes. So if the cycle turns, we can still compete. We won't be... Because now we're not competing. Now we're a little bit above the other teams in terms of physicality. But if they get there or we come down, that at least that we can compete with the running game, or like you're saying, where the game is going to.
And the preparation especially, we spoke about, we've got the Stony Ball now and there's a Rassie Ball. Is it good to have two versions of it? And what do we need when it comes to we're going to Australia in the Rugby World Cup? Will the Tony Ball benefit us? Because we had the Tony Ball for 4-5 games. We got a knock against Australia, boof, back to DNA. Are they going to crack on with the DNA of Rassie Ball, or is it just good to have those two looking at what's coming this year as well?
I always say it depends on the wood you have to make the fire. If the guys that's been successful 2023 are still there in 2027, then you can have a go at Rassie Ball. But if you get there and the legs is too old and they can't make it, then you must be prepared to do something else. You also have an opportunity to win 3 World Cups in a row that's never been done. So so to become the greatest team ever, that golden goose is there. But to make sure you cover it both ways is, if we go there and we only say we're going to play Rassie Ball, if you call it that. And we don't make it, we lose that opportunity. But say, for instance, we can play Tony Ball up until then and we can spare these guys. And when we get there, we're familiar with Tony Ball and we can play Rassie Ball. We have a better chance of becoming this great team that has won 3 World Cups in a row. So I think it's based all on the World Cup and probably not post-World Cup, but all in the World Cup in how we're going to play. And I think that's why Rassie Ball is in the pocket, to always know that is actually what we want to go play. But when we get there and we can't do it, we need to have something else. Because your biggest games in your World Cup is going to be your quarterfinals, semi-final, finals. But in your pool stages, you can't club, scope and all that stuff. You need to play a bit of a game. So if those other boys can get us to the group phases, to the quarterfinals, then you have 3 games. We can say step it in, Rassie Ball, and 100%. We go.
It's almost like if it's Preza, then it's Rassie Ball.
Yes.
With the Preza balls,
Kom uit hier.
Just to make sure we get the W.
Ruckus, just for you guys to know, currently while we're recording Tuesday before our episode, we don't have the team yet, okay, Ruckus? Just for a little bit of context. But boys, coming back to Saturday, okay? Who has to play well for the Springboks? Who is going to have the biggest influence? Who is the boys that we believe for us to be victorious this weekend needs to do this? He said, Myne vat hom by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, there's a couple of these boys. I think 19, 15 is going to be crucial. Obviously, we want physicality up front. 19, 15 is going to be crucial. I think, yes, Faf is still in the squad, but I think go with Granty. Granty has played the last couple of games against Australia, 80-80. Go back to the Rassie Ball with Andre Pollard. Then you have to link him with Willie Leroux, because that's what you said. He was supposed to play in the last game as well. We don't have Curtly Arendse. Cheston Colby will be there. The 2 centers speak themselves. Mampimpi, he's got the experience. For me, loose trio. If Sia's ready, I will go with Sia at number 8, Peter Steff at 2, and I'll go with Eskom at number 6. Just for a reason for it, Eskom has been playing, I think probably he's got the most minutes played throughout this 5 to 6 test. Sia's, for me, brilliant when it comes to number 8, even though we've played in number 6 a lot of the time, and then Pity picks himself. So a lot of who should play, who should not play, but the physicality is going to be up front with those 5 guys, with Wilco, Ox in those boys.
But we haven't seen Sia at the Rassie Ball yet, at number 8. So we've seen it at number 6 at the Rassie Ball, but at Tony Ball is good at number 8 in the wide channels, but at Rassie Ball at number 8, it is built on Jasper, it's built on Dwayne Vermeulen. So I would still back Sia at the 8, but it will be interesting to see him in that role if we're going to play Rassie Ball. But I think the most important guys that's also going to be your wingers. Your Lustio, your 10, and your wingers having that contestable kicks. And it's going to be a game of, it's not going to be heroes in terms of you need to go up and spark the game. It's going to be know your job, do your job, be 100% committed to when you go into the air. Yeah, I almost say, even if you break your neck, that kind of things. Like it's going to be down to that. Put your hands in the breakdown, get there, get Kwaga on when he needs to get on. And what do you think of a 7-1 with Andre Esterhuizen being that?
It's a 6-2, but it's a 7-1.
Being that kind of the new hybrid player.
Yeah, we might see it. We might see a guy.
So maybe that's why he was introduced, like maybe for a test like this.
But then if they go Faf and Andre Esterhuizen like kind of like a 7-1, who's gonna cover for Andre Pollard if something does happen? When Willie slots in front, and who's gonna go to the back? Cheslin.
Or you might go 5-3, but actually 6-2.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe because just to cover with Damien or Shasa. But I will go Damien. I think you can cover 12, 15, and 10 if it gets to that. But then
I think that is in my humble opinion, Ruckus. Okay, I think that's where the game is going to be won and lost. Last year, the All Blacks struggled the last quarter of every match. They played brilliant rugby for 60 minutes, and then they couldn't finish us off. Okay, this year, our bomb squad hasn't fired yet, as we are accustomed to our bench coming on.
Inconsistent.
Great vocabulary, buddy. Okay? Inconsistent. So that for me, have the All Blacks fixed that part of the game? Have they fixed their bench? Karifi, the ball stealer, it's a no from Paddy. Immediately.
I would say if you look at the first test against the Argies, they scored 2 or 3 more tries in the last 20 minutes. So I don't know. The second test, they were just ill-disciplined. They couldn't catch a high ball. But there was a component of them that the last 20, when they brought on their type of bomb squad, they bullied Argentina in that last 20 minutes. maybe the other question is also, we always spoke about the bomb squad, but is a bomb squad not directly related to Rassie Ball? You cannot use a bomb squad with Tony Ball. Because Tony Ball, you must now see, die order, welke hy kan nie meer nie. Like, we need to sub him. Where at Rassie Ball, there's a specific 55 minutes or 45. You come off. So is our so-called bomb squad only relevant to Rassie Ball and not to Tony Ball?
I think it's for both, because I felt like even though we played a couple of games with the Tony Ball, those bomb squad made a bit of an impact on that second half.
Where?
But it's just a bit of
in what
inconsistency.
test?
Against Italy and those when we started.
But
you want to talk about the top tier nations, yeah.
But also last year when we played at Loftus, we played Tony Ball against Ireland. And when the bomb squad didn't fire, when we moved a little bit to Rassie Ball in Durban, we lost the test. So every time when we play Rassie Ball and the bomb squad doesn't fire, it doesn't work. But I don't think, and then again, the type of forwards we're selecting now, Jan Hendrik that can run and Marnus that can run, are they Rassie Ball forwards or Tony Ball forwards? We also need to figure out that part.
Other part for me, guys, the bomb squad in the past used to be highly experienced players coming off the bench.
Yeah.
It's either Bongi or Malcolm with a Kutsi, a Trevor.
Yes.
You with me? Vinny. Those boys all at 40, 50,
Kwaga.
60, 70 caps. It's also a different type of player now sitting in our bomb squad. And once again, as Gio means, it's not a crack on the player. It's just
What we used to.
what we used to. So a Kutsi coming on in his 70th test cap, 30 minutes is completely different to one still learning. And test rugby, you have to figure out, you have to learn. So that for me is I'm very intrigued in the last 20 boys. I'm telling you.
Yeah, everything is down there.
All Blacks finished the French test matches. They were in trouble the first one. They came back the last 20 minutes.
Yep.
Is Damien McKenzie, I have to identify that is his sole purpose.
Yeah.
A little hybrid pluggy. 15, we need a bit of counter-attack. Move Will Jordan to the wing. In the last test match also, France were right there about to take the game. The All Blacks scored right at the end. They finished the game strong. So who's going to finish stronger? Which bench is going to have a more influence on the game? Ik kan niet wachten.
I still believe South Africa does have a advantage there. You've got Kwaga there, Argie Snyman, the boys, that Boan or Marnus and all these boys, they've got a little bit of experience coming off.
Playing overseas
if Fafi plays on the bench, it gives you a little bit of experience as well. So I'm not too convinced about what the All Blacks will bring when it comes to the bomb squad. I mean, Duplessis Carifi has only got a couple of tests, and there's a few of the other boys, the Marty Ellison. So it's...
I say technically still advantage Springboks because if you look at the high ball, kicking, just being able to win tight games, like really tight games, it's advantage Springboks. But emotionally, it will probably advantage All Blacks. They've lost in Argentina and now it's 50 test.
Yeah.
Would that be added pressure now for the All Black team? That Razor is definitely under pressure. This All Black team losing against, they made history in Argentina. They have this 50-year thing that they have to carry as a team. Will that give them T-Rex arms where they don't want to play? They're going to a tactical kicking tennis game with the Springbok, which is our course.
Yeah,
Or Skop.
both teams got negative history. We got the one with Australia, a couple of years, 62 years. They've got the one in Argentina as well. But now also, are they going to learn from Australia at Ellis Park in terms of, are we going kicking play or are we going to do what James O'Connor did and just throw it, pull it out the back, throw it over the top?
So let's go back 2022 or 23. Ellis Park. They just lost by a margin of 20 points at Nelspruit. Ellis Park under pump. Forge is about to go. They put up their hand. So if you go back to stats, when they had to put up their hand, they did. Yes, maybe Wellington the other time against Argies didn't work. But it just feels like when they have that emotional pressure and they've got this crusader leadership with knowing how to win titles. Yes, last year they won lucky with us here. They could have won it. They could have beaten France
close,
over there. They could have, but we've beaten it. But it just seems like that crusader mantra is slowly getting in there. And it's slowly taking over.
Can I add another game to your point just to strengthen it? Ireland All Blacks World Cup quarterfinal. Under the pump. For again.
Backs against the wall.
Backs against the wall.
Richie Mo'anga straight to Will Jordan.
They come through and play a brilliant game.
Maybe they also have that in their armory.
Yeah, you only needed one game or that couple of bounce of the ball.
I think so.
I hope this never stops, because I want to stay here and talk rugby the whole day. Boys, the boys are currently preparing as we speak. What are going through their minds? What do you think? What are they focusing on? What are they experiencing? What is it like for a big test match like this one?
I mean, the biggest focus must be on the process. All social media, it's about, it's 50 tests, it's history, it's Eden Park, the game we've been waiting for, greatest rivalry, all this. But I think personally, Rassie's experienced enough to just tell the boys, listen here, this is how we're going to play Rassie Ball, okay? And we're going to execute the Rassie Ball. Put Polly in the pocket, put it into the corners. Cheslin, you've got one job. Mapimpi, you've got one job. Do it for us. Forwards, get forward. Leave this malls in the middle of the field and these funny type of kickoffs and stuff. Let's go back to our DNA.
Put him under pressure.
Put him under pressure. Physicality. I mean, New Zealand can know it's coming, but it's tough to stop. We always said, we know Bismarck comes around the corner, but you have to stop him. And that's a tough thing always. It's about, you can expect anything or you know what's coming, but to stop that train of Springbok rugby coming towards you is always a tough one.
They're going to go like, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. You're never going to get this opportunity. What is the, like, if you, what some of the stuff Rassie said is like, when you go to the army and you have to go take out, or they're attacking you, or you have to go take out, just make sure the guy next to you know what you need to do and he needs to do. Because it's a matter of life and death. So it's opportunity. And then what have brought you to 2 World Cups, to a British and Irish Lions series? What have brought you this process? Do this. You know this is going to work. See, I always used to, yes, the people say we're boring, World Rugby say this. We know what we are doing. So I think it is advantage Springboks, because imagine it's almost like you now, a rugby player, you're defending your try line 5 minutes from your try line. South Africa's got the opportunity to go score a try. So for the All Blacks, they're defending this record with the try line behind them.
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity. It doesn't matter what play you play, they're always going to start from 5 meters from the try line to eventually win it, that side. Where you always advantage, because the first 3 points goes to the Springboks, then you panic. The first 3 points that who kicks, Bowden Boyd kicks, he's still thinking, they're going to come again. So I almost feel mentally, the New Zealanders are a little bit on the back foot in terms of how the game would go. But they can always grow a leg in the arm, whatever.
Yeah, before we get predictions and all these type of things, Australia versus Argentina, obviously the game before, expectations there. I always said, like, at the moment, the current moment, it looks like Australia's got a little bit of advantage when it comes to the Rugby Championship, because they've got 3 away, home games, where most of the other teams got 3 away games. I mean, New Zealand must still go away to them as well, and they're playing South Africa first. So they've got a little bit of an advantage. What we're expecting, will Argentina show? You never know what's coming with Argentina. They might show up, they might not show up. What's going on? Where's Australia at the moment with Smith?
Remember, on 2 shows ago, we spoke about the World Cup taking Quade Cooper and those guys, and look where these youngsters are now. After a World Cup experience, yes, it's been embarrassing, but I can tell if Wales come now there, they'll get 3-0 in Australia. They've lost Will Skelton and a couple of players. I think
Tom
that will have
big loss.
Tom Wright. That will be a big loss.
Mm.
But I think Joe Smith is and I'm actually sad that he's leaving Australia because he has made a hell of a difference. But I think they will have enough, but you can't underestimate the Argies because at some stage they need to kick on with consistency, and you're not sure is it going to be this test, is it going to be the next one. And once they click, they are, and they've won in Australia before.
And how's the future for them, like Max Jorgensen and all these type of boys that came through?
No, I think their future is also bright. The World Cup is in Australia. Hopefully you get more attraction to youngsters that wants to play in Australia. But I think getting Will Skelton back, they've got a new rule now. They can pick anyone from overseas.
Italo is gone.
So that makes it a difference. My only concern is Leski's coming in now.
Different angle, right?
What Joe Smith was going on a nice trajectory towards the World Cup. I'm not sure how he's going to fit in what he wants to do. So that's going to be interesting. But I think they've showed us now that they can even go to New Zealand and be competitive.
Yeah, the artists as Thomas. You don't know.
You don't know.
I want to back them, and then when I back them, they lose. And when I don't back them, they win.
Yeah.
And actually.
Yeah, they like behind the ruck. Keep them guessing. They know what's coming.
So, predictions party. Let's go with the All Blacks. What are we thinking? All Blacks Springboks.
For me, I'm backing the green and gold. It's gonna be a tough one. It's wet and greasy conditions. It's it's a Rassie Ball. It's physical. It might be a boring game as well. So I'm gonna go Springboks +3. It's gonna be a hit one. And I mean the desperation of both teams, but I just feel like Rassie's got more desperation for this game, coming off a better win against Australia. They've got that Rassie Ball in the last game of Australia, going into this one. So I'm gonna go Springboks +3.
Let me go next. I also got the Springboks. I believe guys like Eben, Malcolm, they know how important this chance is. Next year, All Blacks are coming this way. Then it's the World Cup here. So
then it's gone, yeah.
it might be gone. So I think motivation-wise, our Springbok guys will, not that they need it for their legacy, but this will be a big part in establishing already their legacy. And that's why I'm going to go with the Boks by 5 partner.
By 5?
By 5. I just think our emotional, barometer, the thermometer, will be higher than theirs. Okay? So I think the collisions are going to be insane. And the fact that it's going to rain, that will play into our hands the way we want to play kick and suffocate rugby.
And then friend of the show, let's hear it.
I'll go the Boks by 2, purely on the fact that if the Boks just go up and play normal Rassie Ball, they're in it. And then I feel New Zealand needs to play out of their skin a bit, the way they want to play, to get the result. So if you're going to go, it's a do-or-die test. The Springboks just need to rock up, maak 'n treintjie, kick a high ball, scrum, more, and that's in their DNA, or the Rassie Ball DNA. Then they're in the game. Then they're always going to be in the game. Where I feel like New Zealand needs to break from Will Jordan. They needs to have some offload in a wet game, in a game that matters. So I think Springboks by, and obviously they can be emotional and that can come off. But if I think of with my normal head on, I think Springboks by 2.
Springbok by 2, Springboks by 3, Springboks by 5. Okay, Rakkers.
Rakkers, we behind the green and gold. Just quickly, Australia, Argentina.
Go to Gio first. Let me have a quick think.
Australia. I'll go Australia first because Argentina has to travel this way.
They're coming off high.
They're coming off high. They're normally not good the first game. So I'll say maybe second test they'll come through, but first one I think Australia.
Even with the injuries?
Skelton. Yeah, I think Australia. They'll have enough. They've shown enough.
I've also backing the Australians as well. Yeah, +3 as well for me. Pardon?
I'm going to go Los Pumas by 6. I just think when Will Skelton didn't play for this Australian team, the first British and Irish Lions team, it was a different outfit. I know he's not this fleshy ball carrier. Yep. He stops momentum. He attracts 3 guys whenever he carries. That creates space on the outside channels. So the fact that Will Skelton is not there, I don't know if Robert Valentine is available, and Tom Wright is out. I'm going to go Los Pumas, but it is a very tentative prediction. Los Pumas by 6.
Yeah, no crucial one indeed. And while we're on Springbok goats as well, let's get to the Dream Team. It's the number 7 for the Springbok Dream Team. Go to the SuperSport right now and get your Dream Team. The nominations are Ruben Creer, Pieter Steef de Tooy, Johan Smith, Daniel Rousseau, and Andre Venter. It's also a tough one, like number 6.
That is proper.
Who's going to go first? It's a
proper rugby player.
There's 2 that's
It's like a packet of chuckles, a top deck, and nog a bar 1. I don't know which one to pick. I like chocolates.
Gio, we have to go to you first.
If you think back when we grew up, Ruben Creer was everything. He was phenomenal. He was Andre Venter was an acer. Ruben Creer was, I think I asked some coach, who was the best schoolboy rugby player you've ever seen? And he said Ruben Creer. He was unbelievable. If you go a bit further, I've played with Johan Smith.
Ooh, yeah.
Proper. He's proper.
Hard man.
If you have to go and you go statistically and you think of, there's a guy that won 2 men's World Rugby Player of the Year, you have to tend into that direction in the new era. But, I mean, that is a tough conversation.
It's a tough one, yeah. And you picking?
I'm going to pick Pieter Steef.
Pieter Steef,
but special mention to Johan Smith because I know what he's worth. I know what he's worth.
Yeah. And you say he never picks. He's always on the fence.
Whoa. Seatbelt on him. Very difficult one. That's why I talked about my chocolates analogy. Okay, Rakkers. Look, I didn't have the privilege. I was a little bit too young for Ruben Creer, but what my dad told me about him was obviously he was this phenomenal player, Bulls legend. So we then were really biased towards him. But pity for the 2 World Championship. and the way he played in the 2023 final.
Yes.
I think that performance in that big of occasion, carrying our team across the line in a 1-point victory, Pieter Steef, Mamas Brimasal has to get the vote from our page this week.
And JDJ, Mamas Brimasal. So it's a hat-trick with Pieter Steef, the two guys. Go get your votes at supersport.com, Dream Team as well.
And boykies, I know our time is almost up, Ruckus, but I think for us as a show, we must never neglect this part, which is the Springbok women's rugby team has just qualified for the knockout stages. How proud are we of them? How well have they done to get to this point?
100%,
their development, their growth they've had over the last few years?
No, it's brilliant. I must say, especially this victory against Italy as well. They've already qualified, even though they have to play France this Sunday. But just to see what it means to them. I mean, they've got a standard set by the Springbok team, the under-20 team, the Sevens team. And it would be great to have four. That scenes was unbelievable. To see Libby Jansen van Rensburg talk after the game like that, the passion, what it means, South Africa, the green and gold for them. It's just brilliant to see. And it will be so awesome to get all 4 trophies in South Africa. It is a big ask.
I like it.
Baby steps. Yeah, we're in the top 10 now, world rankings.
Awesome.
That thing you like, world rankings.
But to get perspective of that, like all the other 3 teams are professional teams. If you like the under-20s, the Springboks, they're full professional. These girls are coming from everywhere in South Africa, get together for camp, go back to their provinces. And if we say professional, we like getting proper money. If you talk about, they don't get proper money. They train sometimes in the evenings and stuff. And that's a remarkable achievement for them. And we always compare them to the men's game, but the women's game in South Africa and where they come from and how they get supported, but better now. It's not even close to what our men and the other professional teams get. So it's a hell of an achievement.
And boys, I think I've told this on the show as well. I did the jersey presentation 2022. They played a test against France, but in Van. So I handed the jerseys over to the ladies that day. I watched the game with my family and everything. And if you take that game that I saw that day to what they look like now, how their skill set has improved, how their conditioning has improved, their confidence that they are not behind anymore, that they're right there next to them, fair, equal ground, they can compete with the best. Look, I want to give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. 100%. Coach Swayze and his team have done incredible work. The hard work they've put in as well, and all the coaching staff as well. They've got the one against France, but in the quarterfinals will play New Zealand or Ireland as well. So let's get behind the women, the Springbok women.
Let's dream together, South Africa. Come on.
Exactly. All of them, Quickly, before we say goodbye, Currie Cup just quickly, in terms of the fixtures for this weekend. The Sharks versus Pumas Friday at 7 o'clock. VP versus Boland at 2:45. Lions versus Griquas straight after at 5. Bulls versus Cheetahs at 7. Where are we? 5 options. 4 can qualify.
Boland must be in there. Boland must be in there.
So quickly on their game this weekend coming, they're
it's going to be tough. They're going to play URC team.
They're playing the Stormers.
They're playing basically the Stormers. Hopefully the Stormers are undercooked. And the Boland can pull that one through. Just for the people of Cape Town and people of Wellington, the people have supported the team tremendously. And Boland Sundays is becoming
it's a thing.
It's a thing. It's absolutely fantastic. Then I think hopefully the Sharks do something on the Pumas so that the Boland can go through. I think Griquas, Lions game, whoever wins there. Hopefully the Boland beat the Stormers, Griquas. Lions beat Griquas and Boland.
At the top.
And stop, and we have a semi-final Sunday or so.
Imagine
like
that, Boland and Toon
that's not dreaming. Exactly.
Double header.
Yeah, so I mean the Currie Cup has been good in terms of the older guys coming through, and there you see the value in having experience. So all your guys, the Pumas, the Griquas, the Boland guys, who've been coming through the ranks with experience, and obviously against these younger boys, that's schoolboy prodigies. You can see what experience means. So that's a good advert for Currie Cup in terms of that. There's still value in guys being around and being in Varsity Cup, of playing the game for the last 3 or 4 years. That was important.
But Parry, I must say, and I know you two are involved with Boland from the short guy from the outside. It's not just a Cinderella story. It's the way they also play their skill sets, the way they've really gone away from home. beating the Pumas in Nelspruit, who's a really good Currie Cup team, coming really close against the Sharkies, probably a game they should have won. So I'll be rooting for the Boland this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
Okay? I've got a big liking to them.
Put my scrum keeper away for this one.
Yes. Okay. Luckily, I don't think the new Adidas jersey will be available this weekend. It will still be the BLK. So hopefully Boland and the Boland Sundays is amazing, guys.
Amazing. Absolutely.
People coming out to support the boys.
And hopefully in future, a bigger thing can happen there. Like I know there's been talks about the URC franchise getting there. Obviously, there is a lot of detail and things happening there. But you can see the people in Cape Town is hungry. Half of the players of Boland and the Boland region are playing all over South Africa. I think that's something to strive to going into the future to see. Hopefully, if there's some friends that can get to Wellington, you can almost have like a Man City, Man United vibe, where the side of the N1 is Man City or that one. Because I believe there's enough talent.
There's enough talent, there's enough space, and there's enough.
Overall. But we're not going to push Saro into that corner.
No.
Lovely.
We'll slowly but surely.
We let it happen.
Huh?
Let it be, let it be, let it be. Make it happen.
Make it happen. The sleeping giant. Sleeping giant wants to get up, yeah. A partner, incredible episode.
Yes,
We've covered so much, Rakus. So please, it's time to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, and this is an episode you need to share.
Yeah.
Share to the people out there, and especially share it before the game as well. So much info. This is an episode. I take it all in. Ik het eindelijk een kop zeer, want het is rugby.
Ik zelf, ik heb uitgedaan.
Ja, lekker uitgedink, ja. So, Rakus, you know, Behind the Ruck is supported by SuperSport Bet, the one and only SuperSport Bet. And then our official hydration
Lekker,
sponsor
man.
in the
Come
building,
on.
Switch, okay? So go to drinkswitch.co.za, okay, and check it out. Lots gonna happen as well, yeah. Partner, wow.
Look, great episode, Rakus. Just another reminder that we have a WhatsApp channel for communication purposes. Another thing, after the test match on Sunday evening, we might move it to 7:30 to everybody to watch the women's game. We will have our live results review, so that we... ons maak uit mekaar uit. What happened on Saturday morning.
100%,
we talk about Sunday evening, okay? We don't make you guys wait. So Sunday evening live, where you guys can interact. We'll see your comments. We'll talk about your debates, your discussions, and then maybe you, someone there sitting in Priska or in Garabou that believe you are the Nick Mallet. We'll talk about you with you.
7:30, yeah. And if you want Gio Aplon on that 7:30 on Sunday, let us know. We'll send him an invitation.
SMS. Vote.
Time for him, yeah. Rakus, thanks for tuning in. We enjoyed it. I'm Juan de Jong.
I'm Rudy Page.
I'm Gio Aplon.
And the Ruck is clear. Woo!